Hey Trig, what if we released the balance patch 5 days before the biggest tournament in the game?
The monthly tournament is Guild Wars 2's most competitive tournament. Once a month, the top PvP teams clash for thousands of gold, statues of their character in Heart of the Mists, and a unique and prestigious cosmetic effect known as the Gizmo. Monthly Meta Recap is the series where I walk you through the results of the most recent monthly tournament and showcase the strategies, compositions, and even the builds used by the top teams to win Guild Wars 2's most competitive tournament. The final match of the North American Monthly, we saw Gerardo's team take another crack at claiming the top spot from the reigning champs, Team USA. Gerardo's team's composition consisted of a Heal Tempest, a Core Condi Necro, a Power Harbinger, and 2 Power Heralds. Team USA started the game with a Heal Tempest, a Power Harbinger, a Power Herald, a Condi Soul Beast, and finally a Power Mirage, but controversially, they switched the Power Mirage for a Core Condi Necro midway through the match. More on that later. For now, let's take a look at those builds. We always start with the most important build, Heal Tempest. No competitive team is complete without one. It is the best of the best support build in the game, and I can't recommend picking this build up and learning it enough. If you don't know how to play Heal Tempest, learn it ASAP. It will improve you as a player. It's so good. Next, we have to talk about the Power Herald. This is the current top dog of the roamers. The winning team played this particular variant, which is the Retribution variant. This build is very versatile and can work in almost any situation, but does not do very well into Necromancers. Necromancer, I hear you say. The big winner of the most recent balance patch was very much Necro. The staff has received insane buffs, which has pushed it into the meta Harbinger build. Harbinger is easily one of the scariest builds around right now. It does favorably into just about everything, and it is very, very good. But then we have its kind of weird cousin who just showed up called Core Condi Necro. This build is an unkillable menace that can infest a side node with disgusting Condis, and a Core Condi Necro on your side node is not something that you want to see. Then we have our Condi Soul Beast, of course. This build has proven to be maybe just a teensy bit overpowered with its new best friend, the Janthier Bee Pet. It looks like Soul Beast has adopted an even tankier set of traits this month in order to tango with those aforementioned Core Condi Necros. Now I'm going to mention Power Mirage. Team USA notably started the match with a Power Mirage, but they switched off the Mirage mid-match. I will still list the build here for anyone curious. This build does absolutely heinous damage but has very little sustain, and as previously mentioned, they swapped this Mirage for a Core Condi Necro. So there we have our most competitive builds coming out of June 2025. I think that it's safe to say that Necro, Revenant, Ranger, and Ellie are the top dogs right now. It seems to me, though, that Necro is king. It will be interesting to see if teams just keep adding more Necros, or if someone clever cooks up a crafty anti-Necro bunker buster build. We'll have to wait until next month to see. By the way, if you find these videos helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. It costs absolutely nothing, and we're almost at 5,000. Thanks, guys. Okay, let's take a look at the finals game here. Now, a little reminder, red team, we've got Gerardo's team, and blue team, we have Team USA. Now, at the start of the match here, each team sends their Necromancer to their home nodes, respectively, to Cabot, and the remaining 4 go to mid to start the team fight here. Now, the red team is going to have to be very careful of the blue team's Power Mirage, because the ranged power damage that that build is capable of dishing out must be respected. It takes the Great Sword, which has a special ambush attack that fires this crazy laser beam that kind of splits apart and bounces between enemies. You're going to see lots of it here off of this starting match, and the red team's going to need to very much respect that build. But we see Gerardo's low. Gerardo ends up going down at mid there. Gerardo is the red team's Herald. They've got 2 Heralds. First one, Duolingo, is Gerardo. I believe the second one is Anya. But Gerardo has gone down here, and now at this point the red team is just looking to play a little bit of damage control and a bit of a numbers game here to see if they can get a pick here at mid. The Lich Form comes out. You can see the big Lich Form damage going onto the blue team's Mirage here. CJ, absolutely nothing can survive this freshly buffed Lich Form. They just in the most recent balance patch increased the amount of damage and Boon Corrupt and all kinds of crazy things here. And they catch the blue team's Tempest out off guard here. Zeromus goes down. So the red team gets 3 kills onto blue team off of the start here, which is an excellent comeback considering at the very beginning they were down a man. They had lost Gerardo in the initial team fight. Gerardo made it back and turned it back on. We see Merp here looking to stop the res. He goes for the the staff air 3 to knock CJ off of the res, but it's not good. CJ perfectly times his distort to get the res onto Zeromus, and now CJ and Zeromus are back up alive, causing trouble at mid here. Now Merp needs to kite and stay away from that Power Mirage. That does all kinds of damage. Little regroup here from blue team, from Team USA, but you can see the 2 Heralds immediately go on the defensive. Zeromus is the POV that we're watching here, the blue team's Tempest, and we're going to see him cheat up to the node to keep his teammates alive here, keep Naru alive. Naru's kind of bunkering the node, and Zeromus is sort of hovering around, dealing with these double pesky Heralds here. It's very scary, and those Heralds are going to be constantly hunting and searching for the blue team's support, looking to get a pick on them. And a little bit of counter damage here. Big burst onto Doze, the red team's Core Connie Necro. It's good, and they get the down on him, so he's kind of up there, up above mid down, and we're going to continue to see the blue team here hunting for more kills. So let's see what we have going on here. You can see the final moments of Doze before he goes off to a little visit to the respawn room. Now we've got the I believe this is Anya's POV here, the power rev. See him using the teleports to use that mobility on Rev to deliver the damage, deliver the pain from range. And these Power Heralds are very aggressive, they're very bursty, they're very mobile, and they're going to be looking for the blue team's Tempest. They're going to be looking for Zeromus, looking for those potential picks that they can get on those high value targets there for sure. Now this is the first Skyhammer we're seeing now. This is going to be a pivotal moment for the game because that Skyhammer sort of gives you a free map state in your favor if you can win this here. So this is going to be sort of the beginning of the rest of the game. Whoever wins this has got a bit of a lead going on for sure. And red team's looking really strong going into this team fight here. They've got Mark, the blue team's Herald, down, but Seacod goes down to the Mirage ambush. Look at those big, brilliant pink laser beams. That's that Mirage build doing absolutely heinous range damage, but as you can see, we've got a downstate war. We've got Mark down, we've got Seacod down, but Mark gets cleaved first, which allows Seacod to res, and now the blue team is down a man in this team fight battle for the Skyhammer here. And so red team picks up the win at the Skyhammer and grabs one last kill on Mr. CJ the Mirage and begin making their way out of this Skyhammer. They find Zeromus on his own, and this is a terrible place to be for a Tempest to be getting chased by all these people. 2 Heralds and and it looks like a Harbinger. Not where you want to be. Obviously, Zeromus falls to that. I know I would. And this is kind of the pivotal moment of the game here, where you can see that CJ, the blue team's Mirage, has officially swapped character, and he is going to load back into the game on his Core Connie Necro that he's had set up to play here. And this is going to be a very pivotal moment, which is going to change the trajectory. Let me try that again. Trajectory, that's a hard word, of this game. If we look at the scoreboard here, Gerardo's team is down by 10 points, but they've got 2 nodes. So the map kind of favors them, even if the scoreboard doesn't necessarily right now. And where we've got the CJ POV, we see him expertly place that Fear Ring to trap the enemy Revenant in between the wall and the Fear Ring, so that he's really trapped between a rock and a hard place, and he's able to get that consistent conditioned pressure onto him, and he's just melting that power rev. They don't do too well with conditions, and especially with Boon Corrupt, which is something that Necro is kind of the king of, Boon Corrupt. So see him use that Lich form there for a moment. This is, like I said, a freshly buffed skill, and the 2-1 Lich form is now corrupting boons, and absolutely nothing can survive the gauntlet of the Lich form, and the red team's Herald is no exception. The red team's Herald falls to the Lich form's consistent continued burst damage. You know, you pop that Lich form button, and for however long it may be, I forget if it's 6 seconds or 8 seconds, you are effectively a Dark Souls boss, and you're kind of the main character, if you will, while you're in the Lich form. So it looks like they are just continuing to get some kills over here. We can see that they are hunting Seacod down. Seacod gets bursted down by the concentrated pressure here. And at this point, Gerardo's team is up by 30 points. You see CJ dodge that Spear 4 by Gerardo. Now, Gerardo's team is up by 30 points, and they've got 2 nodes. So as of right now, they're both winning on the scoreboard, and they're winning on the map. But this Skyhammer is going to be very, very, very important, and the red team is unfortunately going into it with a 2-man disadvantage. Merp is dead, and Seacod is dead going into this one here. So it's going to be a very, very tough uphill battle for them to be able to both keep the map in their possession and keep the Skyhammer in their possession while down 2 people, and unfortunately it's not really possible. So they give up the Skyhammer, and they give up all of their nodes. Every node is either decapped or owned by blue at this point. As you can see, we have the Anya POV. It looks like he's going to get a little bit of a burst onto him by a couple of the blue team's members here. He gets CC'd into the wall and then bursted on, and that gets the kill on him. Now we've got the Gerardo POV here. He's just going to try to play some damage control and try to not make 2 deaths out of this fight. See if he can get away. We've got this Rev mirror match, Gerardo versus Mark there, the blue team Herald. Gerardo's just looking to escape. Expertly timed Spear 3 to dodge Mark's Spear 4. You know, that Spear 4 on Rev is like one of the very most important, strongest, just one of the best weapon skills in the entire game, that Revenant Spear 4. And obviously the good players are good at landing it, but they also all know the telegraph for it, and they're really good at dodging it. And meanwhile, we've got a kill on Draza on one side of the map, and a kill on Seacod, or sorry, not Seacod, but Doze on the other side of the map. So both teams getting a kill, and we're going to see who can kind of make the most out of it. We get Zeromus' POV. He's getting chased by both Heralds, and when a Tempest is low, you know, 2 Heralds on the map is kind of like having 2 great white sharks swimming around. They're like very mobile, very fast, and when they smell blood, they're going to swarm, and you're going to see it here. The 2 Heralds just chasing him down. Eventually, Zeromus does fall to the double Herald pressure. It's hard to survive that. I certainly can't. And 2 Heralds is a lot of damage here. So this is still kind of anybody's game. If you look, it's less than 100 points difference, but once the Mirage swapped to a Core Connie Necro, the sort of tempo, the sort of pace of this game really, really changed. You got a huge resustain by Merp, the support coming in full healing Seacod, the Harbinger on the side note here. Seacod was in very dire straits. He was looking like he was going to die until Merp came in at just the right time to resustain him. And unfortunately, another blue team member rotates to this node, so Merp needs to leave and Gerardo needs to come in, and we see Seacod split off to one side, Merp split off to the other. But that leaves Merp a little bit exposed. They get a good bit of damage onto Merp, but he gets close to his team. We've got another team fight here. This is very important. Merp's very low. They need to peel for Merp. He goes for a kite to escape some of the damage, but he backs right into Mark. And Mark sees the opportunity. Mark teleports in on a Merp and gets the successful burst on Merp, the support Tempest, and downs the red team support. And at this point, when you're lacking a support in a team fight, you are lacking a leg to stand on. And as we can see, Seacod goes down, Anya goes down, and this is looking very, very rough for the red team here. And as soon as you pick off that support, you've kind of got a license to kill all the other teammates that were depending on that support. And over here on this side note, we're going to see the Soul Beast just locking down the red Necro here with that Connie damage plus the CC capability it has. At this point now, this is Team USA. This is Blue Team's match to win. They've got 400 points. They only need 500. But I wanted to mention the fact that, you know, Gerardo's team, red team, was up by a good margin more than halfway through this game, and the tempo really switched, and the deciding factor was when CJ changed from Mirage over to Core Necro. And it kind of begs a very interesting question, like, why is it allowed in these tournament matches to swap character? Now, in case you're unfamiliar, you can't swap character in ranked, and you can't even swap character in unranked. So it's just kind of an interesting question, like, why exactly is it allowed in these tournament matches, sort of the most competitive, the most high-stakes matches? Arena very much cares about the competitive integrity of these matches. They've always got a GM spectating the finals match of the monthly. So they really do care about the competitive integrity. But it's just kind of odd to me that they allow this class swapping mid-match in ATs with very little penalty. I think it's just like a 45-second respawn timer is all you need to stomach in order to swap to whatever class you want. So just an interesting point of discussion. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on class swapping in ATs down in the comments below. But that is the finals match of the June monthly automated tournament. Another win for the Team USA boys. The Skull Gizmo goes to them, but Gerardo's team put out an excellent showing, and I love seeing these competitive, close monthly matches. I love these, tight competition. It's fun to watch. It makes the game exciting, and hopefully more good competitive monthly finals coming up soon. So thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you found it helpful, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps the channel out a ton. We're almost at 5,000. Super excited. But that's all for me for this week. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next week for another video. Thanks. Bye.